Hi everyone, it's me, Tim. Today I want to talk about finding meaning in games. Let's face it, I've made a lot of games. Look at this face. I've made a lot of games in the last 45 years. These games have very rich settings, as rich as I can come up with. I always tell you, go setting, story, system mechanics. So my games, I try to give them as rich a setting as I can, given whatever technological, or other limitations that they may have had. And then I give a very long, involved main story, but then a lot of NPCs, and they all have lots of side stories too. So my games, because of that, my games touch on a lot of different things. There's a lot of stuff going on. And there's a lot of themes in my games. And I even have said there's one theme that's in common in all my games. I have a whole video about it. The spoiler warning for you is the theme is power corrupts. When human beings start getting power, they start getting corrupted. They start behaving badly. That theme can be found in every game I make. But what I want to talk about here was that gamers react in many different ways to my games and all the different themes in them. I almost made this a Fun Friday video, but I don't think it's going to be fun. So it's a Wednesday video. I don't know, a weird Wednesday. I don't know. I did talk a bit about how people react to games in a video I did called Let's Talk About Canon. And I talk about people's reactions to games being their interpretation of what the game is trying to say. Because at a bigger scale, what's going on is people are looking at sufficiently complex games. I mean, they're not doing it so much with Tetris, so I'm talking about role-playing games here. And they're looking for meaning. And they're looking for messages. They're looking for something in the game that speaks to them. Not all of the things people find in the games I've made were put there purposefully by the team, by the creators. At least not consciously. I've had lots of people see lots of things in my games, and that's fine, but I've seen them get upset if their interpretation doesn't match our, meaning the creators, authorial intent, or even what the game's canon has been defined to be by whoever owns the IP. They get very upset if their interpretation doesn't match those. But I've also seen people get upset when their interpretation doesn't match other people's interpretations. That's a weird thing too, because no two people are going to interpret it the same way. Recently, I've seen people get upset that something that we tossed in without much thought, something that to the young 20-somethings making the game, we just threw it in. We thought it was fun or funny, or we needed something to be in a particular spot, a particular kind of creature, a particular kind of NPC. We needed a story element with something, so we put it in. It was not a lot of thought went into it. It was not a big deal to us, but for many people, that was a big deal to them. And I think that's okay, as long as you don't get mad at us. I've had people ask questions and try to dig down deeply into things we didn't intend to be deep, and that's okay. You can see a lot of stuff that we didn't intend to be there, and that's almost what this entire video is about, which is games can mean wildly different things to different people. And sufficiently rich games, by that I mean a lot of RPGs, and I do mean mine, that richness means that people will see some wildly different things in the game, and the game will speak to them in different ways, and that's okay. Because you're a gamer with a unique experience, and you bring that unique experience to the game. So of course you're going to interpret it differently. And because your experience isn't like someone else's, your interpretation isn't going to be exactly like someone else's, including the people who made the game. And I do understand that some people want to find meaning in games, and other people absolutely need to. It's like a driving force behind why they play games. They're looking for the meaning. They're looking for a message. And I get that. People need to find meanings in all kinds of things, and games are no different. And now that games have gotten rich and they give you a lot of information on different layers, people are finding all kinds of meanings. I think that my videos are like inkblots. You can see a meaning in them that wasn't intended, but it's true. It's true for you. If I look at an inkblot and I think it looks like a polar bear jumping on top of cotton candy. That's what I see, and it's a true. It's not me lying. It's what I see there. It's not what was intended. In fact, most ink blots are just random. But what I'm saying is, it's fine for you to see all these things. Just don't get angry. Don't get angry at us, the creators, for not intending for you to see what you saw. And don't get mad at other people for seeing their own things in these games. I love that you guys like to go through my games with such attention to detail. I love it. Enjoy it, though. Make it something you enjoy and not something that you have to argue about. Anyway, that's just what I wanted to talk today about, finding meaning in games, and especially finding meaning in my games.